All right, so now we have established two known points. We have the bangs, which we've cut already. As we hold this up, you can see this long hair behind there. That's not the bangs, obviously. This is the bangs, the part that drops down. This has been cut. The bang area has been cut. That's one known point, all right? And in the back here, because we took a parting down the bottom here, when we hold this hair away, we can let the bottom part fall down because that was cut when we cut it horizontally. So that lower part can fall down, and we're going to keep our second known point is going to be the top section of that back area that we cut, all right? Which is going to be right there. So this is the top section. We know this section is, we got to meet this section here, and we got to meet this section here, all right? So this is going to be our interior design line. We don't know the length yet in the crown area, so this is how we're going to do it. Ideally, we're going to be able to blend where we left off in the bangs and where we left off in the back, and we're going to blend in a section that's going to look similar to that. All right? So what we're going to do, though, is pay attention here, because I do this quite differently than most people, at least for this particular type of haircut. We're going to come to the front, and where we cut the bangs in the very front here, from that point on, when I cut the bangs, you can see here, because I cut the bangs horizontally coming down, when I hold this up, they create a little bit of an angle. They create a tiny bit of an angle right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a section of hair directly behind that, take with my bangs and with the section of hair directly behind that, and I am going to follow, put my fingers parallel with that angle, and I'm going to follow that angle back on up. Okay? Now I'm going to split the hair, leave that section, take the section directly behind that, and continue my little angle going back towards the crown. Can you see that? Okay, going back towards the crown. Continue that angle. Leave half. Go back, take the section behind that, right up to the folding point area, or the distribution point. There's my angle. There's my angle. And I'm going to be continuing that line right back to the folding point area or distribution section, whichever you prefer to call it. Done. All right, now let me just go back and forth and just double check that section before I carry on. We came to the front. We held the head straight out, the hair straight up from the head to follow this angle. When I say straight up from the head, by the way, which I will say a lot, that means if you put the end of your comb, the very end of your comb, on the head, wherever that comb is sticking out, that should be where you should hold the hair. That's straight up from the head. In other words, I'm not bringing the hair out and over-directing it up, or holding it forward or down or left or to the right. I'm holding it straight out from the head, straight out. As I come here, again, straight out. And you'll notice I'm holding the hair straight up from the head, but I'm angling my fingers. And the angle of my fingers is dictated by where I started. I started in the bang area, like I showed you that little bang, because we cut that horizontally, we lift it up straight out. We will have an angle to that. I put my fingers parallel to the angle and just take the section of hair directly behind the bangs and cut the first section, and then we take a little bit more hair, working my way back towards the crown area. Continue, continue, until I reach the folding point area. Now, why I'm doing this is important. I'm doing this because this is the longest maximum length that we can do and still create a lot of layers, okay? Except, like I said, in the first haircut, we did just perimeter layering. But this is interior layering. Anything from here, we're going to have to go shorter. But if we take this top layer now and bring it over to the side, we can say from this top layer to the bottom section, this is going to be our layered section. All of that is going to be the hair that we're layered, all right? Let me just turn her front so you can see this a little bit better. This middle section, if I lean it over, bring it over, you can see the bottom part. From here, this is going to be the amount of layering we're going to be creating in the haircut. All right? Okay, so we've just done the top so far. We haven't done the back yet. So now let's go back to where we left off in the crown. Okay, our falling point area, which is right there. And now in the back here, we're only going to be layering this amount of hair, guys, because we took that parting horizontally across the back, and we're not going to cut into the weight line in the bottom. We're only cutting to the top of that parting. So we're going to take a section, start back up at the crown here, find that falling point section. Again, holding the hair straight up from the head, which is right there. And we're going to start our journey going down. Okay? Take a section, come out, down. I'm doing down and out because remember, I have to meet up with the longest piece of that design line on the bottom, which is here. Okay? So what happens now is I have established a line that went up like this and then came down like this, but I don't want to point at the top. I want to round that off somewhat. So we'll come back up, I'll look at it, and there's that point that I don't want. Can you see the point there? I don't want that point. We're just going to round it off, right? Very simple. So the front has been cut, the top has been cut. We did a little rounding number, just slightly taking out that point off, and we worked our way down the back, again, to the longest point of our nape design line area, okay? So once again, we cut, at the back here, we did not cut down to the nape. We cut to the top piece of that design line we had before. So in reality, we've only layered that much hair. It's very important that you don't cut into your design line because you'll be cutting the weight off, all right? So this is our second design line. So we'll call this one our inside guideline or interior guideline or interior design line, whichever you prefer to do. But here's the important thing to remember, is that these two guidelines, your exterior design line that you cut all the way around the bottom, and now your inside guideline that we just cut, those two guidelines design the entire haircut. The haircut now is designed. I know the length on the perimeter. It's not going to get any shorter. That's the length I want. I know the face frame, what it's going to look like. That's not going to get any shorter. That's done. That's completed. All right? I also know the length I want on the top. This is not going to get any shorter. This is going to be the length that I have now, and I'm not going to cut this any shorter. So these two known points, point top and point bottom, these are going to stay the same. All we have to do now is take out any hair in between these 2 points. And that's an automatic process that I'm going to show you in the next video. Okay?